Top consumer trends for next year are already in. Henny caught up with Cheryl Conley with Ford Motor Company. She took a look beyond the auto industry to understand what is happening in the world as it influences these trends and consumers and their opinion. Take a look.
There's some really interesting things on mental health. So we actually have a trend called Mending the Mind. And the World Health Organization said that the levels worldwide of anxiety and depression are at near epidemic level. And so we found that rather interesting because, individuals, institutions, and companies are rethinking about how you take care of not just the physical body, but the mental, the combination. Because we all know people that would never miss a day going to the gym, but they don't think twice about trying to get by on 5 hours of sleep.
That is very true. So can you share with us, how does the 2018 report compare to, say, 2017 and, 16 and beyond?
So we have been doing this for 6 years, and I think that this report is decidedly different from previous years in that the world is different. What we did is we went to 9 different countries, we held surveys, and what we found is that 2/3 of the people we spoke to said that they feel much more anxiety than they did last year. The good news is that 3/4 of those people that are feeling all this anxiety are also saying that they feel that they can individually make a difference. So while there's this kind of polarization about how people are responding to kind of the chaos in the world, the upheaval on the political side, natural weather events, social injustice, now people are saying, I want to be more active, I want to be more engaged. So we see a rise in that area as well.
Now, did this report share any information about technology? Because that is huge right now.
Indeed it is. So we have a trend called technology's tipping point. And for a long time, the world has been talking about artificial intelligence, autonomous vehicles. And we think about this as this kind of sci-fi future, but it's here right now. And I think the world is trying to understand the good, the bad, the ugly, the bizarre. And so we're very interested as a manufacturer about what are people's anticipations or hopes for autonomous vehicles, particularly today because we announced that we will be manufacturing an autonomous vehicle in Detroit at one of our facilities there. And so it is coming. By 2021, we'll have autonomous vehicles on the road. And people are not sure how they feel about it. In China and India, they can't wait. Over 80% of the people we spoke to said they're very hopeful about the future. In the US, about 50%. So I think people are taking a wait and see approach.
Okay, so now you have all of this research. How does Ford actually apply this to their day-to-day operations?
Well, I think a lot of people are not aware about how long it takes to make a vehicle. You can take an idea, but it takes 3 to 4 years to actually execute it against the marketplace. So inside the company, there are employees that are tasked to think about the world and what it'll look like 3, 5, 10, sometimes even 20 years out. And so we don't have a crystal ball, but we can turn to this trend book as a resource to how change our discussion, better anticipate what are the forces that will shape consumer values, their attitudes, and their behaviors.
Here's a question that may be on a lot of people's minds, Cheryl. Let's talk about why in the world does trends matter? Why do I care?
Well, I think it's because we are seeing shifts all around us, and the pace of change and the scale of change is unprecedented. And trends are a good way of trying to make sense of all of this disorder. How do you respond? What's the underlying drivers? We're always curious about the why. Why have people changed their point of view? What's underneath that, and how we might better serve their needs?
Sounds good. Cheryl, before we let you go, where can our viewers get more information about this?
Oh, you can go to FordTrends.com to check out the full report.
Company sponsored this segment.